Um, so that's too dark, even though I have a light. Is that what you're saying, essentially?
No, I'm saying that there is a screen in front of your face that shows you the exterior of
Oh, I understand.
the
Okay,
escape pod,
so
and it is too dark. There is, to your knowledge, there isn't a light on the escape pod, or at least it hasn't turned on.
um, I mean, can I just like start playing with buttons or what?
Yeah, you can leave the escape pod. You can pop the hatch, so to speak.
Okay. Would I know that there's like anything else in escape pods? Are there small like
Yeah,
survival
so you'll
kits or
know
anything
that
like that?
there are several things that are designed for an escape pod. Um, you know that there's a sort of personal. Uh, there's a part of the escape pod that detaches from the rest of it that saves the topographical scan, has communication with other escape pods, say, and has the location of other escape pods, GPS, that sort of thing. Um, so there is that, but successfully uh, retrieving it um, from the escape pod requires, I believe, we said it's like awareness or
It was
something.
engineering or
So, and it was engineering or mechanical
yeah, that's right.
to relieve the escape pods of extra stuff. It was an awareness roll to just find this device, um, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Caleb, you got a neck problem, buddy?
I just got a bit of a headache.
I'm sorry to hear that, Caleb. Drink some water, buddy.
Deep breathing.
All right. So do I need to make an awareness roll to see if I?
You have to basically it's the equivalent of doing a search or an investigation type roll to find this device that detaches. It's designed to detach, so this one was an awareness. I'm pretty sure, and there was an engineering or mechanical roll to acquire anything else additional from the escape pod if you wanted to. Similarly, like electronics programming role to acquire additional things from the scans that your escape pod made as you entered atmosphere. So those are the full list of attempts or tasks you can attempt um, to improve your scenario having landed in this escape pod.
Okay. Well, I have a one in programming, so I want to see if I can give a go at rolling and seeing what other kind of extra information I can obtain.
Yeah, sure.
Sound good?
Yep.
So that's a 3d6 plus one.
It's always 3d6 plus your skill.
Okay, just double check. 10.
Uh, with a 10, you know that it picked up extra stuff besides just a surface scan. However, that is not sufficient to garner that information from its depths.
Okay.
The entire inner workings of your escape pod were all jumbled up by the strange tractor beam that also disables things. That's why your ship, suddenly dropped out of jump. Uh, and couldn't escape in any way. So the tractor beam's not just some sort of momentum device, but it also scrambles systems. So that's why you have to make these rolls anyway.
Okay.
Typically, additional information will be available to you, but stuff is all effed up.
All right. So, I guess my next question is like, would I have any form of light on me? Like, it's kind of the future. Like, I would assume I'd have something, right? Like, that gives off a little bit of light.
You have to make an awareness check to find these things in
Okay.
the escape pod. You have to
Um.
make that investigation awareness type thing.
Okay. So it's always 3d6 plus your skill.
Yep.
A 5. That is.
It's not very good at all. Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean, with a 5, you can hardly find the hatch to pop the lid.
Okay.
But you can. You do find the pop the lid thing. And so you can exit your escape pod at any point in time now. Congratulations.
Okay. YOLO. Varian's YOLO. That's what he
Okay.
does.
Is it?
So he's gonna pop the hatch. He's hopping out. Can't
All
see
right.
shit. He doesn't care.
The hatch, opens up. Uh, you can see immediately that it's not that bad in here. It is dark, but you can see uh, clearly the camera on the exterior of the escape pod was, as an electronic thing, it doesn't do as well in low light as a living, breathing entity such as yourself. It's dark, but you can definitely see. Uh, Besides that, you can see in the distance that there is light streaming in from somewhere. Not enough to light where you are, but definitely enough to tell that sunlight is coming from somewhere.
I'm gonna head that way.
Uh, what you see raising up around you, first of all, you did crash land and skid on a metal surface. The ground is metal plating, even and gray and flat. You don't see any seams or anything. It's all one big piece of metal out as far as you can see, which is odd. Up along the walls, you see pillar-like structures, maybe, or I don't know. It's hard to tell. They're shaped like they don't always go up all the way to the ceiling, but they are circular and bulbous, and they jut out of the walls. You can see dimly blinking lights on their exterior, and occasionally you see something that looks like a door or a walkway extending down to the ground, but it's very low light, and you haven't made an additional awareness to get a better view. But you seem to be in the middle of this colossal metal chasm, or cave-like structure, which, as far as you could tell, also has a metal ceiling. The entire thing appears to come down from the surface, then travel along flat some distance, and then arch back upwards, as far as you can tell. So what you believe happened is you soared perfectly horizontally into the cave, ricocheted off of the ceiling as it went downwards, hit the ground, and skidded to a stop.
Okay.
So you now appear to be in this tunnel-like structure, whatever its purpose is. You were unable, from your rolls, to acquire pretty much anything of worth from your escape pod. But if you are scared of going or feel safe where you are, you could definitely take more time to do it. However, that would be a significant amount of time to try again, so to speak. And you'd still have to make a roll, and you still might fail.
No, I'm gonna attempt to leave the tunnel or whatever it is that I'm in.
Are you going to try and leave it the way that you came, or the way that it goes?
Let's go the way that it goes.
All right, living
Yeah,
dangerously.
Varian's like, he's overly confident, despite the fact that he's not overly competent. So he thinks he can handle whatever he's walking into.
And sort of cheatingly, you haven't had a single session, so your gun should still be technically good. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to say that Varian still has a functioning gun.
Yes.
Especially since he's avoided the jungle, which is basically how I'm flavoring what really effed up your guys' guns and swords and stuff.
Yeah,
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
you're going to have to walk. Your eyes will adjust as you make this journey, especially because the light source that you see streaming in is definitely from the way that you came in. So as you back away from that, even though it wasn't particularly useful, it helps to lower the contrast, and your vision in this low light will get even better. You will see as you travel along this long, dark tunnel, the various dim lights along the walls, which are kind of far away, all things considered. It's probably at least as wide as 2 football fields. So from end to end, maybe a little longer. It's hard to tell in the dark. It's certainly very tall as well. But the dim light, you can start to see it's mostly reds on the walls as you go along, with only the occasional white or blue spliced in there. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you can see that those strange things that you thought might have been pillars, they actually more resemble office buildings almost. They look more like skyscrapers or structures of architecture jutting out of these walls that serve function or purpose, but it's hard to tell. As the light level increases, you can see many doors on their exterior, and as I said, it comes into focus. You see walkways between them. They don't look like grady catwalky things. They look like nice. They have glass railings, and they seem to be made out of the same sort of metal as everything else. So they appear to be purposeful, nice walkways as opposed to maintenance-based walkways, say, that you might have assumed they looked like, which is why I'm saying that they don't look like that in the first place. This journey will take long enough that I feel comfortable scene shifting to the other group to make them a little further along.
Sure. Just curious. The datapad thing. Did you pick that up, Varian?
He did not get it.
Okay. Did he hear any of the discussion going on from it, or did he?
He wouldn't even if he got it. I'm going to let you know that because he's in this cave. He wouldn't have had signal to the outside.
Fair enough.
Until he exited said cave, yeah, hold on a tick.
So there's no additional hit stuff for the light spears?
Oh, it's got +1 to hit. I forgot about that. They both have +1 to hit though, so that's why I forgot.
So, your hit is whatever your skill is. So, if any of you guys have exotic, I think Cannon and I think maybe Gifka have exotic.
I do, yeah.
I do.
You get whatever your skill is. So it's 1 plus whatever your skill points is for hit.
On
the weapon, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Everybody roll me a d20. Except for Varian.
So my roll 20 is lagging.
Yeah, it's kind of laggy today.
So 16 for Caswell, 11 for me, 15 for Cannon, and a 3 for Gifka.
Now, I believe that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Gifka and Talios that are going to the west, right? And Cannon and Caswell going to the east.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was essentially just to see which group we covered first. So it's going to be the east group.
West side is better.
Yeah, so Kylie explains as you guys set out, Kylie explains, please direct your attention to the map, that it's pretty clear that the east wreck has crashed on this sort of islandy delta type thing that's formed by the river. This is not immediately apparent due to my artistic skills. But the waterways that separate the mainland from this miniature island are thicker than the interior rivers, and therefore they don't have a they can't just turn over a log and cross this waterway. And that wouldn't be a problem. You could take your time, swim even, except you're trying to get there before the mechanids. And what they typically avoid, but they are aware of, is there are a series of tunnels that circumvent the mountain range, the rivers, the ocean. These tunnels are nice for travel, for example, but they're usually guarded by mechanids, so they usually avoid them. But in the interest of time and getting there first, there is a tunnel. And let me... oh my god, Roll20 is lagging so much. Please don't draw if you don't need to. I'm making red boxes and stuff. I understand that you're... But that lags my thing, and then I can't draw the things I need to draw. No problem, though. Don't worry about it. Just don't. Anyway. Okay. Oh, holy shit. It really needs to not lag because we're streaming, and that sucks. So you guys looking at the map? Yep, you're looking at the map. Okay. There is a tunnel that crosses the river. Do you see my green line? It's kind of thin.
No, green line.
Does anybody else see it?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
No. It could be there, but a lot of the map is green.
Yeah.
It crosses from the center of the island to the east island.
Do you want to ping it, and then I'll put it marked down?
Wow, it's just not showing up at all. Roll20, you're a piece of shit. I hate you.
It's better than nothing, man.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I see it now. Yep, there it goes.
Okay.
Okay,
I just don't want it
got
to lag. Is that so much to ask for? Jeez, guys.
Does the ruler still work for you, like, really quickly, if you just do that?
I saw your ruler.
If you do a
But even
ruler,
just
does it work
selecting the ruler is taking forever for me.
for you? Okay, that works. Yeah.
Okay, I'll use that from now on. So yeah, there's one here to here. Starting at the village, they're going to lead you up. They do have like an overturned log between that southern or east or it's kind of east to west river that separates the section of the island from the interior central island. Basically, getting you up to where that tunnel is, and they will lead you up there. Group that's heading to the east, are there any special preparations or strategy that you want to discuss or anything of that nature?
Okay, so it's me, Caswell, and 3 other people?
3 villagers.
3 villagers. Okay, let's do a group. Let's
including
do a huddle.
Kylie, who is the female Kaltoran who is very fast.
Yeah, that might be good. Okay, group huddle.
Bring it in, team. Remember the
Yeah,
Titans.
we're bringing in here. Okay, so I'm thinking, for one, do you guys think we have time to investigate this rogue ship on this other atoll out here on the middle of nowhere that Caswell spotted earlier?
Not right now. You really have to get there before the mechanids get
You're
to the
muted
south.
as well.
Also, Jacob,
Yeah.
you muted. Yeah.
Of course. No, we don't. I don't think we have time. We have to get there.
Yeah.
It's get to
Okay.
our ship.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I guess in the interest of keeping everybody alive, I'd rather have Gifka here, but you know what? We'll just do what we can.
Both groups can't have gift,
Uh,
unfortunately.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. So I guess you'll have to do with me. So that you said that so there's a tunnel that's guarded by mechanids, and we could theoretically swim, but that's probably not a good idea.
The tunnels are typically guarded by mechanids. There's a chance that those mechanids have moved off to do the actual salvage of the wreck. Either way, it's
Okay.
the only way for you to get there in time to actually
Yeah.
have a chance.
Yeah, Caswell, do you have any sort of like stealth or?
Um, we were using aware. We were using awareness for
muted
stealth,
again.
right?
Oh no, you're just
I'm
lagging. Never
not.
mind. Yeah, you're
I made
just
sure.
speaking and no noise is happening.
Well, we were using awareness for stealth, right?
Well,
Because
awareness is how you counter stealth.
but we don't have a stealth skill.
Yeah, we were
Outside
using like
combat.
athletics or something.
No, I think we were actually using awareness.
We would
Well,
have no reason to use awareness for stealth because that makes no sense. I'm pretty sure we were
That's
using
that. Those
athletics
were the rules that you were using.
there is no athletics. So.
Yeah.
or at some sort. Well, it doesn't make a sense to
Phys-
use awareness for
Let's use
stealth.
let's use physical.
Yeah, physical. That's what it is.
And I ain't got shit because we were using awareness. I know we were using awareness before, and that's how I was able to stealth. Another stealth. So
You weren't able to stealth before, though.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I know we used awareness at least
You
once or
used
twice
awareness
for the
to
stealth.
counter stealth. We never used it for stealth.
I'm pretty sure we did, but whatever. Fine. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure what you're thinking of is when you were running away in the spaceship and you were hiding in the group of people.
That's when we used the combat stealth roll, I think.
Yeah, because it was combat. But we haven't used out of combat, or we haven't used out, except for when Talios did the. He was peeking over a ridge. It was an awareness roll because he was trying to scout. That's why it was an awareness roll. It wasn't a stealth roll.
Even though he was explicitly saying, whatever, fine, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Anywho,
Yes.
so you want to physical.
Yeah. Well, that's the best out of combat stealth analog.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
why there isn't a stat specifically for out of combat stealth.
So I guess what's gonna happen is we're gonna get as close as we can. I'm gonna sneak up with my amazing stealth skill that I just invented, and we're gonna see if there's mechanisms about, and then we're gonna go through the tunnel and investigate the ruins of the ship using Caswell's amazing scientific mumbo jumbo,
Yep.
and hopefully there'll be no mechanisms and everything will be groovy.
Everything will be perfect forever. Yay!
Yay.
That's what I'm thinking. I think we're gonna check the tunnel before we just run down it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's kind of a straight line.
All right, you guys are actually having talked while you walked, so to speak. You guys are coming up on where Kylie is telling you there is, in fact, a tunnel.
All right.
So, are you going to attempt to stealth now, or to like scout it out?
Yeah,
scout out
I'll
the entrance?
say, I'll do like, I'll be in front and I'll put my fist up, like, would you hold up?
Yeah,
And
you
then
do
I-
a fist
and then I-
thing.
Yeah, and then I'll
Yeah.
get low, and I'll move. I'll begin to move through the trees, like in the Predator, and
Uh-huh.
and I'll make my way up to the mouth of the cave, and then I'll put my hands up like I have binoculars, but I don't, and I'll see if I see anything.
Give me an awareness check to scout the cave with your eyeballs.
Yeah. How about 14?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'll say that you can even see well into the entrance of this tunnel. So the tunnel is quite large, all things considered. You can even sort of see that as the jungle approaches the entrance to the tunnel, God damn it! As the jungle starts to approach the entrance to the tunnel, it starts to recede and have less gain. Before the entrance to the tunnel, you through the sort of moss and grass, you can see that there is some kind of metal plating that grounds the jungle exterior to the tunnel. The tunnel itself is sort of an opening in the earth. There's not much of a hill here or anything, so it sort of just becomes a giant hole that opens up into the earth, and you can see with your amazing 6 on there that the metal plating slopes downwards into the tunnel, and so therefore goes under the river, presumably, and then up onto the sort of miniature island delta thing. And
Okay.
you do not see any
Oh,
mechanids.
I don't see any tangos. Okay, got it.
No tangos. It seems,
Okay,
at least, that the entrance to the tunnel is clear of mechanids.
Okay, I will. I'll point two fingers at my. See. This is Cannon. This is what Cannon does. This is back. He's back in the game, and so he puts two fingers to his eyes, and he puts them at Caswell.
Okay.
Okay, and I just say, I put my hand up like that, like, just get down and let's stay low, stay there.
Hey, you can't explain your hand gestures to someone else.
Hey, Ken.
So what, you do them and then you explain them to them?
Well, no, it's just for the people at home. Maybe they're listening. I don't know, but this is okay. Fine.
There's an actual Legion sign combat language that you can take points in to actually be able to do it.
I don't have.
So
he wouldn't have it.
So if you don't have that, I'm going to say that this is actually unintelligible gibberish.
Whatever. No. Okay. Fine.
So you do actually have to do it and then explain it afterwards, exactly as you did.
Okay. No. I'll move up to the mouth of the cave, and I'll put my back up against the wall, and then I'll I'll use a piece of glass, a mirror that I happen to have, and I'll look inside.
Your imagination is strong, but not strong enough to materialize a mirror.
This mirror that I've conjured from thin air.
You can, if you want to look even further into the tunnel now at the edge, you can give me another awareness check. The villagers have moved up with you. Caswell, you can have moved up as well if you wish. Force you to move.
Fine. Yeah, I'm gonna move a bit.
All right, so everybody's sort of moved up to the exterior. They're all very cautious. They're following your lead, Cannon. Don't you feel? And you get you get 12 with another 6.
I feel useful.
Do you want to
Yeah,
too?
your cat-like eyes pierce through the darkness of the tunnel, and you see all the way down the general sloping ramp to where it levels out, presumably below river level. And you can see all the way down there until your vision is obscured by the ceiling. Obviously, you can't see around corners even with the 6. And you see no mechanids even in the darkness. You do see glinting red lights on the walls, but they do not appear any way threatening.
You cut out on that.
Yeah.
You cut out on that part. I see what on the walls?
Glinting red lights. They don't appear threatening.
Okay, so I'll just stand up. I'll relax, and then I'll wave everybody over.
Would I remember what color the mechanids' lights were?
They were
It's
red.
quiet. Little too quiet.
Red.
Yeah, it's
What,
red.
What color? Yeah, they were red.
Yeah, they were. But these
right.
lights do not appear to be anything. He had a really good vision roll. You see that they're just sort of embedded in the walls. They don't appear to be anything in particular.
All right, I guess that's a bit then.
It says, I guess we'll slowly mark. I'll begin to make my way down the tunnel. I'll tell them just follow me. I'll tell Kylie. Is that her name?
Yep.
I say, if anything goes wrong, you just beat feet as fast as you can out here and go for help.
Okay, she says, and nods vigorously. She's excited to run, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. You just stay in. I'll put myself in the front. I want Caswell in the middle somewhere, in a straight line. I want her behind Caswell, and then I want a villager in the back.
Okay, that's your setup. And with you guys traversing the tunnel in the dark, we're going to cut away to the second group.
All right.
Okay.
Talios and Gifka, how's it going?
I don't know. How's it going?
About as
I don't know,
well
how
as
is
you
it
would
going?
expect.
So, as you guys move away from the village, Hoken tells you a very similar story. Typically, we avoid these tunnels, but if we had to go up and around the mountain range, we'd never get there in time. There is a tunnel that cuts through the mountain range, and I'm going to mark it with the ruler again. it's about here. And he's got a perfectly manageable path to that particular entrance. So he's just basically going to lead you through the jungle. You guys can discuss strategy if you want, but Hoken is sort of, I mean, he's used to being a leader, so he may not necessarily acquiesce to your suggestions.